tonight's presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. Deep in the jungle after dark tonight, and we are kicking off the stream side of the TOUCAN region. This is the second game of the region so far in the opening round of Jungle July. We welcome you to our second stream game of this tournament and the final match to start tonight, as we currently have two others going on. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first the match at hand in this TOUCAN region. 7 seed Zay, 10 seed Peter Onjack, both looking to make put their best foot forward here in this tournament as it's starting to get down to crunch time for both of them. We look at what they've done so far this season. We start with Zay. Both players here unranked in Super League at this time. Zay currently 3-3 coming into this one in March. Got a win in the first round, but was eliminated by Yepes in 6, and then took a first round exit to Chamek, who would make the final 4 in 5 in April, and then in May made a round of 16 run, was eliminated in 8 eventually by Seth Cole, and defeated Stingray and Carson respectively in round of 64 and round of 32 en route to that round of 16. So definitely strong wins there for Zay. Sits at 3-3. Now for Peter, he's got a win on the season, but that's all he's got to show for it. 1-3. He was one of two 1 seeds in March. He's the first king of March. Won March Madness in 23. And he was one of two 1 seeds to be upset by the 16 seed. That was ALP in 7. And then he got his first win of the season over Pac Johnson in 7 in the round of 64 in April. And then Ard took care of him in 6. And then, of course, Nick beat him in the round of 64 in May. So that is stage set for these two. Peter definitely looking to try and make himself safe in terms of relegation. Zay trying to string some more wins together, try and get into that Super League bubble conversation. It is going to be an interesting one for sure to watch tonight. And now we turn to the entire day. Carson, we started our day in the Machete region 4-1 over Logan, and then goes to Campaign 4-1. Those both non-stream games. So the higher seeds are undefeated on this Wednesday, and we currently have a couple other games on the non-stream running right now. About 45 minutes ago, we had William Brock and Dark Rain get started. That was the kickoff to the TOUCAN region, and I'm just double checking. I believe it is still 1-1 at this time. Obviously, any game with Dark Rain is going to take a minute. It's a real marathon of sorts with how he plays. So we will keep an eye on that one. And we are also keeping an eye in the Swamp region as Chamek and Fitzwater back in and looking to try and get a win. Looking for his first, and Chamek looking to try and get some more wins string together. Looking at that, I don't think a game is finished there yet. Yeah, we started with a Chamek full sender, and we are still in game 1 that started just about 15 minutes ago. So we will keep an eye on that. Of course, you have Zay and Peter coming up, and then take it to this Toucan region. And winner gets KT, who is sitting pretty on bye island at this moment, along with all the 1 seeds and another 2 seed. Then we will have this half of the bracket sorted by tomorrow night, as Sanford and Aiden will lead our stream coverage tomorrow at 4. We'll talk about the full schedule. It's another sold-out day tomorrow, sold-out Friday. Should be exciting. This is the last leg of today coming up. And then you have Caesar and Brando at 8. That's 3:14. Charles Sanford and Aiden Smith, 6:11. That's at 4 o'clock. So it should be an exciting one. We'll talk about what's coming up tomorrow later on in the show, but we are first going to bring it to the table. And Zay's not joining us in VC, but I've got Caesar with me. Peter is in VC with us as well. So, and of course, Nam and Nick are also joining us, watching along. And Caesar, you can type out your thoughts here, but I'm just gonna I kind of laid it out there with those season resumes. Peter trying to get himself out of the relegation area. Zay trying to get over 500, trying to move himself onto the potential bubble scenario. Just put the stakes into perspective for these two, as well as the keys for either to get a W tonight. Just let me know. Yeah, pod is good. And while Caesar types out, I'm going to start with Peter. Peter, you can either type or talk, answer this question, whatever you prefer. I just kind of talked about it. You're in danger here if you don't get a win here. What do you feel like you got to do? What's the mindset coming into this one for you, knowing what you have to do?
I can't get in my own head, and I can't let Zay get in my own head as well. So that's going to be the big thing. Just deal what the cards give me. I've had games a lot of times in my time here in this league where I'm dealt a bad hand, and I can't let myself get past that. I have to deal with the cards that I'm given. I have to play as well as I can with what I'm given. I can't expect to get a hand with half of it being power cards each time. That kind of thing.
All right, thanks, Peter. And I'm just typing out this question to Zay because he's unable to join us in DC this evening. Caesar is typing out his thoughts on this series. All right, so I just asked Zay what's the mindset entering this tournament. Similar thing to Peter, and how you're going to get it done, get win number 4 on the year. Like you said, 3-3 on this season. We enter the 4th tournament. Made his best run in May, made that Sweet 16 run, put him in a good position at this point. Another run could work wonders for him, but we shall see. So he's going up against a big name in Peter, although has struggled to gain traction this season. So we'll see what we see here. Try to be composed and hopefully get the win. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we talk about Zay's composure can be a problem for him sometimes, but he definitely had his best, played his best games in May, as he got his big run there, a couple wins. Of course, got the win in March, but was eliminated by the Super League champ Pez. Yeah. And while we await Caesar's thoughts here, we're going to take a look over in the Taco Pod as Dark and Brock still going back and forth, and Dark seeming to have an answer for Brock. Look, I've seen him in check several times, and they continue to go back and forth here in Game 3. We look over in the Chomic Pod, Chomic and Fitzy. And Fitzy had Uno there on that green 3, but Chomic had the +2, good ammo control, it appears. We got G overseeing things over there, and we got Yoshi overseeing things with Brock and Dark. And let's see, Caesar says, I think the critical key here is how both players' playstyle collides here. Zay plays more light switch game, and Peter has this really good card efficiency. And as for both players' situation, Peter said it best: must win, but can't get it over his head. Otherwise, he's going to be a tough road ahead in T5, absolutely. So the time is now for him to get the win and be safe from relegation. As for Zay, I think for him, a win is going to be important in building a platform for either this season or the next. Zay will be starting here, and I think that is about all the talk. So Caesar will be our ref tonight. You can get these guys started. Zay has the first call. This is a best of 7, 1 power play, CSR rules for those who have just joined us at the start of this thing. We are ready for this one to begin. Starts with an S. I think we're going with 7, if you ask me. 9. Yeah, Nick, if you want to update me, that would be awesome. Keep those updates coming in. Chomic, in a 20-minute win, gets game 1 over Fitzy. Appreciate that, man. And we are underway. Game 1 here on stream as we'll start with a green 9. They will take his time to look over his hand and plays the 2. Peter one down this time with the 1. And Peter going with the deafen strategy here. See that employed by a lot of the legends KT, Ard, are also one common culprits of this strategy. Totally valid. As they will go to the 5, and Peter again 1 down to the 4. And Zay with the first switch of the game into yellow on the 4. And Peter's going to pounce on that switch with a double play, +2 into the 2. And Zay with the double of his own cancels out that +2. And Peter is dry on the yellow, and so is Zay. They will head for Draw City for the first time. Oh, but there's a wink by Peter with the 7. Quick top deck magic. There's Zay not so lucky, and Peter will go back to the drawing board. The deck as expected here. They both top deck a card there, 1 in the 4. The other yellow 4 there as well. So both yellow 4s are gone. They draw back and forth on that. The only way they can find another color switch, 4s, they want to switch, do it here. And Caesar letting us know that game 3 between Brock and Dark has just passed 25 minutes. That will go in the MRE record database as on the longest games board. 25 minutes is the minimum for that. the longest game in league history. It did involve Dark Rain. It also involved Jesse Turner last year in April. Hour 20 minutes as we continue to draw back and forth. Oh, 30 minutes. And Brock takes game 3, so it is now 2-1 Brock as Zay finds the red switch here. Top decks the right color, and now that should probably jailbreak Peter as well. Unless he's got a lopsided hand. Nope, he's gonna go for green. He's gonna reverse into the green. And he's gonna draw. Interesting here. Peter up by 2, but he did draw there, so this spells tie for Zay at the very least. He's going to play that, so it'll be tied if Peter continue. But he finds the 8, and the Gangsta is starting to light up the dance floor, even though it's not May anymore. 1 down this time from Zay. We're into the blue. And 1 down again, Peter down to the 6, and now we're getting that DM thing again. Brace for impact. No, I hope not. So now Dark's going to start game 4 with a full sender. And they're going back and forth on that blue. They went back down to the 4, up to the 5. They will draw there. So Peter still with a 3-card advantage, and now he's going to make it 4 with the red switch. And this is the kind of play we expect from Peter Onjack. Light switching galore here. This red switch will jailbreak Zay. Oh, and Peter with a +4. That's the biggest shot of the game. And then a +2. Is this it? This could be a run to the finish. Zay makes a call out. There's no call out. That's check move. So 6 fretchies to Zay. But Peter's at Uno. No, it would surprise me if Zay doesn't have anything to retaliate with here. And just a wild. Keeping it cool. As cool as you can be in that situation. Peter draws on the red, and believe Zay will continue moving this thing along here. And he's got the 9 to the top floor. Off the wild. Peter with the blue switch back to check. Zay plays along. Is this game? No. So no blue for Peter here. He didn't have red either. He drew on that red wild, so now if you're Zay, you know that red and blue are off the board here. Just got to keep it in that range. But he's going to go for green. That's a risky move. But Zay's really going for it. He's got both green skips. That's a quad for the quint. He's got it to the 5. That is a risky move, but Peter doesn't have green either, so that narrows it down unless he's drawing strategically here. As Zay will go 1 down off his 5, and Peter back to the blue. Now they're both in draw city. They draw back and forth now. Peter now winks with the 3. And you check at the table, Peter up big here. But Zay will switch it to red. Peter dittos that. I believe that's the first ditto I've seen in this game. And now Zay's going to pounce on the double play, trying to make up some ground. Peter getting real close here. Zay goes to yellow off the 1. Played his own number efficient play there, and now Peter's gonna pounce. This could be it. Nope. Skip draw. Another draw in an action. And he's sitting at 3. That skip brought him to to dose before the draw. Zay plays a 7. Peter to green on the wild. And Zay with a +4 turns him back to yellow. And a look again, that's a complete scoreboard flip right there. Since the last time we looked at the table, and now Peter down to 5. Zay at 3, looking for dose. He's got it. Dose now. This is dangerous. Peter draws. Is this game? Oh, it's a +4. It's over. Zay takes game 1. And what was it? It was a quick one, but it was... Well, no, not a quick one. My timer was off. That's weird. Very close game here, Caesar. Pretty clean cut. We saw a lot from Peter, what we usually see, but we didn't really see a lot of firepower either. It's a good win there for Zay. I was gonna ask a question, but then it never came to my head. I'll get this to Zay here real quick. There's Chomik. Peter got beat to the punch basically, those +4s. Yeah, I really did. Zay had those +4s. Those are huge. I think one was left on the table, if I'm not mistaken. Let me I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, Peter had one of them. Yeah, Peter, I feel like that all you could really say about that is he had those +4s and that did you in. There really wasn't much more you could add to that. I think it was a pretty clean game. Other than that, you kind of saw a lot of what we usually see from you, those color switches. Anything more you can add on that, or thoughts on series moving forward?
Yeah, it was a pretty run-of-the-mill game, I'd have to say. I mean, I had an opportunity toward the end. If I really wanted to use my power play, I decided against it. Sure, it cost me the game, but it's game 1. I'm not gonna sweat it. There's so much can happen these next couple. I'm happy with how I played. It's just I got out ammo controlled,
Yeah.
honestly. So
Yeah.
stuff to build upon. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's only game 1. Game 1 can be considered a feeler in some senses, although some of that has gone a little haywire with how the bot was in the previous tournament. But so far, so good. Some updates from the other 2 games. Brock now up 3-1 on Dark. That's pretty big. And Chomik 2-0 on Fitzy over in BC3. But yeah. We just asked that question, similar question to Zay. Oh, and Dark is in comeback territory. No, that was last game. Doesn't matter now. 3-1 Brock. They just started game 5, as you see. Brock potentially drew those +4s back. Ooh, there's really nothing you can do about that if you're Peter there. Drawing those back to back. Was a long streak, yeah. Yeah, good little ammo than the green combo. Yeah, that was like a 6-bagger, I believe. But either way, it was still a pretty clean game regardless. Looking up at Chomik land. Scroll to 2-0. And Fitzy starts with the 12. And dark skin packs. Oh god. All right. Well, that is the current state of affairs across the league. Gonna keep you updated in between games here. And without further ado, Caesar, it is game 2 for Zay, and he gets another start. 7 is off the board with that win. And Peter mentioned he was considering the power play, but probably a good choice to hold on to it. And they both retain it as Peter deafens up prior to the game, waiting on Zay's choice here. As 7 is off the board, that is all I can say about that. And now I'm jumped down to Chomic. For those of you who are just watching on stream, we had to open up a third PC for this situation. Like I said, we scheduled a little too hard. And Zay's going to go 1 down this time with 6. So game 2 is coming up. Zay, it was pretty clean cut, but had those +4s, a little bit of luck involved in those draws, but still very clean cut back and forth. And now we are starting on the 6, and I talk about this all the time in every stream. We talk about these games, y'all. It could end in a blink of an eye, or it could drag out for 7 years. You never know what could happen. It all depends on what you get dealt in a 5 or a 6. And Zay is going to draw, so not boding well for him. Peter's going to play with the half-off special. So Zay, good chance that that wasn't strategic, and he doesn't have a card for this. And that can happen in these low ranges where you just don't have an answer to the start here. But he's going to make a big play and switch to blue here. And Peter's going to double play off of that switch. +2 to Zay. He'll continue to roll with that blue. And Peter will draw on the 0, and Zay will play the 7. He continues to draw here. And Zay will continue to run a quick check of the table. Zay can tie it with a play here, or take the lead with a double or more. And Zay, with the 1 down play, ties this one up. And now Peter's going to take the lead back and goes to yellow. He's down to 3, down to 2. Peter, could this be it? Oh, and it is. Peter Onjack ties it at 1 in the series. Peter, going straight to you here. It seems like those draws looked a little strategic, or were you just looking for the connections to make that run possible?
Well, if you want to talk back-to-back draws for Zay in game 1, I got them this game because they were not really strategic. The second one was, I got a blue skip on a draw, and I drew again. I didn't want to play it and have to draw right after. I got that yellow skip, and that set me perfectly to make that run.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Yeah, it was all right there. There's Zay's. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. So Zay with a little bit of control there, as you can see his hand. He had the wild. It was a good hand. He drew right away. Presumably he wanted to hold on to that wild, yeah, for sure, because he wanted red or yellow to make that possible. Yeah, yellow or red would have made that possible, but unfortunately, just not the right color. So that is what you can see a little bit in these shorter hands there, Caesar. It's
Right.
just yeah,
You
yeah,
have to go for them in a game
yeah.
like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can't really hold back. You can control, but there is just only so much control you can do when you have so little cards, because you never know what can be on the other side of the table. But yeah, that illustrates everything perfectly. I don't really think I need to ask Zay a question here. I think he kind of set the table for me. And look there, Dark just got game 5, and it is now 3-2 Brock, so that series not over yet. A look over in the swamp, and still that game still going on. 2-0 Chomik. Yeah, two good hands, just a matter of executing at the right time. Yeah, absolutely. And those draws were key for Peter there. So he will equalize this series at 1, and so he splits Zay's homestand. And now we will head for his. And since I'm the one talking, Peter, Caesar, you can write the command down. But Peter, you have the call for game 3. It can't not be 6. How many?
Well, it is. I'm gonna have to go with today's date. 10 cards.
10
please.
cards. All right. Driving back into the mid range here. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Peter Deffen's up, and they both are joining. Peter looking to take 2. Oh, that's a big clutch moment. That's the clutchest moment of the series so far. Here we go. Zay finding a charger with 7%. That is a clutch moment for sure. I would hate for that. I would hate for you not to have a charger during the game. We start with a blue 2. Peter with the first move. Again, looking for his second win, getting out of relegation danger zone. As he's only got the win over Pac Johnson, who's also looking to try and get out of relegation. Hasn't got a win yet. We will see him later on. We will see him, if I remember correctly. He will be on Friday at 6. That's on the non-stream side. That's, again, Friday night against Toaster Guy. 7-10 in Machete. So we switch to yellow now off that 9 for Peter. Now Chomik up 3-0. Fitzwater in a bad spot here. And we will keep our eyes on it. Peter with another switch into the red on the 7, and Peter's starting to light switch like crazy. He goes into the blue here. And this is just classic Peter Onjack right here. Light switch at will. As go for the blue, and now he's going to keep it cool for a minute here. Of course, Fitzwater missing one tournament for personal health reasons. Came back, and he's 0-2, look 2-8 in games in those series, looking to try and win, but tough task against mini boss Chomik, as KT calls him. And the blue yellow into the green for Peter on that +4, and again a huge run to win it, and just 2 minutes off on the clock. Peter, that's I can imagine some of that you started with. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't draw a card all game, and you are those number efficiency games are so hard to come by, and
Oh
this is
yeah.
one of those rare times where everything just fell perfectly. So
Yeah, that can be your forte for sure. As we've
yeah,
talked about many times, we've talked about that a lot. And you finally got to cook on that method, and now you're up 2-1. Just thoughts on that? I mean, we obviously talk about the long perspective, but you still got 2 more wins to go.
oh yeah, definitely. There's plenty of chances to take the momentum back for Zay here. I just
Yeah,
gotta keep firing him off because I've gotten 2 quick games.
yep, yeah. And again, we talk about Peter. Got that had competitive games despite the losses. Um, I can Yeah, had everything fall. Yeah, really, that's really what happened there. I mean, we shall see what happens. I'm just going to. I don't think there's much for Zay to add. I'll just see. Oh, I don't think there's really much you can say if you're Zay. That was just a little, quite a lopsided game, and was yeah. That's I figured as much. All right, well then. I think I think that's all we need to say. So Peter can't be 6 or 10 on game 4. Fair assessment indeed. How many?
All right, I went with the day. We'll go with the month. I gotta use my OG at least one of these times. So
All right, 7 then.
7 cards.
So this will take 7. If with a win for Peter, this would take 7 off the board for the rest of the series, as Zay's already won on that in game 1. We'll see if Zay can try and get that good one. Excuse that noise on the stream there. We'll see if Zay can get that momentum back that he got on lucky number 7 to get his first win of this series. I'm trying to even it up and push this to a best of 3 the rest of the way. So we start on the 0 sugar. We start in the basement and we bring it to the top floor, and then we bring it 3 down to the 6 for Zay. Peter looking to go up 3-1. Both power plays still on the board for these guys, as Peter's going to draw early on that 6, and Zay's with the half off special off his 6 to the 3. And Peter's going to find himself a wild with the red. Huge there for Peter. We needed to get himself out of that one, and he did in short order. And Fitzwater just went with his power play. And it was just to set Chomik back a card. Did the monkey power play, and he is thrilled. Yeah, doesn't win it either. No. Game's not over yet, but he didn't use it to win, so... Although, in fairness, he's down 3-0. Kind of throwing mud at the wall here. As Peter's going to bring it to check in a red-blue reverse combo into the blue 4. So, and Zay is speechless. Head draws. Is this game in 3-1? No. No way. Oh my. Oh, number efficiency. Unbelievable. Wow. Peter, it seems your game has really been exhibited here, and it's really looking strong, at least. I don't even know what to say.
I had the door opener for him that time, but he had nothing, man.
Yeah,
wow.
that's...
I was expecting, okay, I'll get down to Uno, play around for a little bit if he didn't change it to yellow right away. I did not think he would have any answer to the blue. Oh.
Holy cow. I say I don't even know. I really...
I can't complain.
No, you can't. You really can't. You take them.
It's going to be interesting to see what he picks. I don't need to field him
Green,
a
yellow
question
hand.
or anything.
Oh,
But
that's tough. That is tough.
yeah, that's tough because I
Yeah.
had a red and blue hand.
Yeah, that wild was ended up being the key.
If I had lost game 3, I probably would have gone for, I don't know about a full send, but probably like a 13, 14, 15 to change it up. So I'm really interested to see if he's going to jump for something real high here.
That is a good point. Yeah, Uno Gods really love Peter. Uno Gods saving Peter Onjack from relegation. All right. So I will turn it to Caesar here. I don't really have anything to say to Zay here. It is game 5, and now Zay, we'll see what he does here to try and for now, yeah, exactly. He can't pick 7. We will see both power plays on the board. Zay is going to pick 8, and now he is in a 3-1 hole here in game 5. Again, at least in terms of relegation, he is very safe, but trying to build that platform, it's starting to look dicey if he wants to try and make a run to something beyond T5 this year. It seems to be make or break in terms of that, but staying in the league, he's definitely safe on. Peter, with a win, will get, unless chaos ensues again, he is more than likely sticking it out in D1 with a win, as we start with the green 4, green 7 for Zay. On the green 9, Zay will draw, but Peter quickly into red. This will jailbreak Zay, 3 down, reverse funny combo to the 6, and Peter with a quick reverse 3 combo on the double. Zay will draw on the red, and Peter's going to ditto his 3. And Zay with no answers, Peter is going to draw as well. And that is our second trip to Draw City here this series. At least extended trip. Zay with a blink. Peter with a full-blown blink to yellow. Oh my goodness. Zay to blue. On the wild as well. Trying to disrupt the Gangsta any chance he can get. Plus 2-5 combo from Peter. He checks the table. Peter's at dose. It's a ditto table check. And once again, Zay in another tough situation. This is the series right here. Peter at dose. Zay needs anything to try and disrupt. And once again, power play on the board. It's starting to look dicey otherwise. And another check of the table. So a 0 played by Zay. Peter draws. Now Zay will play the 2. Peter still with no answers. And now they're both drawing back and forth. Peter with a blink on the 6, and it might just be a wink there. And now they go back and forth again. Meanwhile, also in this same region, we have Brock and Dark. It was 3-2. Dark got to Uno on a green 2. Brock played a +6, 2+2s, and left the door open. And then Dark closed it with a 7, and then Brock went to the red. And you go back and forth. Peter with a 3-card lead here. Dark trying to keep himself alive here. Down 3-2. He was down 3-1 to Brock here. Meanwhile, in the swamp, Fitzy fighting for his life. Down 3-0 to Chomik. Played a power play that didn't get him the win, but still unclear as to whether that will make an impact for him. Only way it can is if he wins. He just a number and number play, nothing, no switches, no runs off that power play, just putting Chomik back a card, but at that point he's just trying to hold on for dear life. And now Peter is down to 2. As we are in yellow switch there, as I was recapping a little too hard. And now Zay with a triple play, and now we are neck and neck. Peter draws. This is tied. Zay for the lead. In game 5, he's down 3-1. And it's a wild switch to take the lead, and he's at dose. This could be big, but Peter, Peter with the reverse, and it's a double into check. Zay, is this game? Does he pull the rug out and hold on? It's a skip Uno, but is this game? Oh no. I don't like that response. I truly have no idea. If he's calling Uno, I'd think he would have it. Yep, there it is. Red 7. And Zay lives to fight another game. Oh, boy. Why did I spell it out?
Yeah, I was waiting to see that Uno D, but
I was so prepared for a draw there. That was interesting.
I had anything to do with it, but
yeah. I mean, Peter, I think that was pretty clean cut again. I mean, had a couple ammo plays, but ultimately he had the last play, and I guess that home field
really
advantage.
Good run by him there at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, and we just got a final. Chomik has swept Fitzy out.
Wow.
He is 0-3, almost certainly staring down relegation unless he makes a surprise run in T5. 50 minutes, a 20-minute full send. We had 2 full senders. Game 1 and Game 4, both full senders to Chomik. And we've just had the final also in this region. William Brock dispatches Dark Rain, holds down that comeback. Actually kind of ended at about the same time. In 6, Brock, and it's an hour 12-minute series there with Dark. A 30-minute game 3. And Brock picks up another win. I'm just going to double check some records before we move forward here, just for the viewers here. That puts William Brock. Where is he at? Cheat. So that puts Brock at 4-3 on the season. That is that would put him in games as 22 and 18. For Dark, that puts him at 2-4, 18 and 20 on the season. For Chomik, he is now 9-3, 46 and 26. Did not lose in that series. And for Fitzy, 0 and 3, 2 and 12. He is already updating the sheets. And the salute from Chomik. And I think with that, I think we got this all caught up now. Very fortunate to get this one, Zay says. Didn't want it to be a bad defeat. And I think the home field helped, yeah. I think, yeah, him getting the last word on check, I mean, a double check, yeah, absolutely. So, with that, I think it's time to move forward to Game 6. And Peter, once again, with another opportunity to close it out. Caesar, remind me which ones I already forgot. And Caesar, remind me what Peter can't. Tell Peter what he can't start. Please and thank you.
I have a feeling the number that I'm thinking of will not be in question at all. Yeah, I'm gonna go double OG. We gotta
double
change
OG,
the
yep.
aspect of this up. 14, baby.
14. All right. Peter picks 14. And Zay trying to fight for his life in this one. Down 3-2. He's got it. He got the game. After losing 3 straight, he's trying to force a game 7. Peter looking to get free of relegation potential with a win number 2 on the season. Here we go. Blue 5 is the start here. Highest card start of the series at 14. And a blue 5 will start us off. And for those of you just joining us, we've had our earlier starter games go final. Brock takes out Dark. The chess master goes down in round 1. 6 games to Brock. Gaining his fourth win of the season. If I'm correct, either third or fourth win. And then Chomik getting his 9th win of the season, putting him with a sweep over Fitzy. Fitzy at 0-3. He missed a tournament due to health issues, which he got clear up to come and join us once again last month. As we have Trips 1 on the board, and Peter is not going to give us Skittles as we all hoped for. +2, 5 combo. Yellow. Keeping it yellow. And Zay up to 13. Peter at that OG 7, looking once again to close this one out and get win number 2. Zay with a huge switch to green. Happy birthday to Chomik. He gets a sweep on his birthday. Stay on the 4 into yellow. Cut half off special from Peter to the 2. And Zay again to red. Peter dittos the 2. Trips 2 on the board. Zay with the 5. 1 down for Peter. Peter at 3. He has 3 cards away. Zay, though, looking for a run. He's got a double red reverse. Down to 6. Down to 5. Zay looking to get closer. He's at 4. And now that's a big run there for Zay to get him within striking distance. And now it's anybody's game in game 6. Peter with the +4. Say power plays! Power play! Oh my goodness! Wow! Shuts him down! That is huge. He was not messing around, and into yellow. Peter Zay with the power play. Peter stopped in his tracks. That was more than likely 90% chance that was a game winner. At 2 cards after that +4, forget about it. Zay out of power plays. Peter still holds his. And Peter's got another +4. Oh my god. Oh. And he's at check on the 0 sugar. What in the hell was that? That is ridiculous. +4 from Z! Oh my god! Wow. What did we just witness? Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. Well, it's a bit of a resetter. Trips 1 on the board, and Peter's gonna draw on the yellow. That Caesar, that was ridiculous. I don't. That was a great power play, but the back and forth +4. I really thought Peter had it there when he had that, but surprise, they had the +4. Oh my good golly. That is ridiculous. They're neck and neck here, 5-4 in favor of Peter. He should have well, potentially, but he's still got another he's still got another opportunity. This isn't do or die for him. Yeah, he did have it, but it's not do or die. He'll take a win however he can get it. Doesn't want to be too greedy. But remarkable power play by Zay. That was just textbook defense power play. And now we are thrust into Draw City on blue. Unreal. And here is Peter with a double on the green. Zay with the 1, playing it cool after that switch Peter made. And now they're back and forth. Zay draws. Is this the lead for Peter? No. So they will go back and forth. Zay with possession arrow. Peter plays. That's a tie. Yoshi jumps in here. Just saw the most insane sequence possible here in this game 6. And now we get a chance to breathe, and it's like it never happened. We look at it 5-4. Zay by 2. He puts it to red. And that jailbreaks Peter, so just say one could say 1.5 cards for Zay. But here he comes down to dose. Zay, Peter plays the 9. Zay will draw at dose. And Peter draws, and they're both back and forth again. Unbelievable stuff we've just seen here in the TOUCAN region. Our second stream of the tournament here. And what a game this has been. We've seen a lot of luck and lopsided hands, but this double OG start has really fit the billing as they draw back and forth And Peter with a wink on the 3. He's up 3 now. And he's going to say still no answer. And Peter's going to go down to 4 on the yellow. And this is big here. Doubled up. Zay needs another response. He's going to ditto the yellow. Peter will skip draw on the yellow. Interesting move here. So maybe trying to bait Zay into a switch. And he checks. Half off special on the table. Zay with the yellow 2. Peter draws. Zay checks the table after a Peter draw. They are neck and neck here. Zay with the possession error looking for the lead. Played that 6. And Zay with the skip into the blue wild. So a triple play there into blue. Huge moment here for Zay. Looking to force game 7 in this series. Defensive power play completely iced out Peter. Looking for a huge win. Oh, and Peter with the +4, +2, and he flips the scoreboard. Brings himself down to 3. Zay up to 9. That is a massive swing there. And that is all the +4s gone. All of them. Peter had that last +4. He had 2 of them. He's had 3 +4s now. Of course, that first one he got ice on the defense, and then he tried to switch back to red, but then Zay had the third one on the yellow. So now back to red for Peter. Here's a skip. Oh, Zay with a huge run, probably handed to him by that +4, potentially. +6 back to Peter. Again, flips the scoreboard. The scoreboard flipping back and forth like crazy in Game 6 as we approach the 12-minute mark on game number 6. And blue 7, and they will play cool on the blue, on that ice cold. My goodness. Yeah, we are getting it within that range. Not going to say it out loud because that's what really jinxes it. We go into green now for Zay. And Zay, a huge table check. He's at dose. Peter tries to ISO him with the blue. And that'll work. Peter, it's a classic! It's a classic! And that is what you gotta do. Peter ISOs everyone with the blue. And a KT classic here in Game 6. This game's had everything. This has truly been watershed moment of the series. Not that KT classic, but the watershed game of the series for sure. No matter who wins, and Zay's gonna draw. Reference. Oh, yeah. Now Peter's gonna find the blue 9 off his draw. 13 minutes in now to a high stakes game 6. We've seen about everything. I've got about 3 questions coming here. Whenever this wraps, no matter who wins. You look at the table. Zay can pull ahead by 2 if he has a play, and he does. So he's down to 3. Peter at 5. And he did draw off that blue, so that 9 he played was a top decker, so he will draw. He's back to 6. And now Zay, let's see if he can continue the roll. And he can't, so staring at draw city unless we find a switch off this 3, which is very possible. And I think we all of us watching can see what is happening as they draw back and forth, what could happen, and what could blow this game to smithereens if it were to come to fruition. But that is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say more on this concept. Say trust. Hey, I didn't say it. I just said what is happening in front of our eyes. Great move on the classic. Zay most likely had it 1. Just a great read overall. Yeah, Peter definitely reading the situation very well. Definitely got iced by that defensive power play, Caesar, but he has done all he could. He's thrown the book at him several times, trying to get him to slow down, but Zay has just had answers for Peter left and right here, and so has Peter for Zay. It's been a great game here. Like I said, watershed game of the series. They go back and forth, and you see what's happening. If you read the message from the bot, it's getting there. It's getting there. Nope, Peter plays a red 3. And a check of the table. It's 9-8. Zay still in the lead, can make a 2-card lead here. He does 9-7 with the 9. Oh, dang it, he said it. He said it. We switched to yellow. And reverse funny combo once again with the 6. Now it's not going to happen. Very sad. Oh, but he switches to red. This could be a sign. No, it's not. Oh, wait. He's drawing. I love how we're rooting for this over an actual winner. Plus 2-1 combo from Peter. That will move the needle closer. Oh, he's going to play. Got the 5. Could have gotten that off that plus 2. Peter went back into the yellow. He's got the half off special. He's seeing that light switch of momentum, and there's a light switch for him. But Zay responds with a plus 2, cancels it out, plus 6, and that is a deck reshuffle on the plus 6, and all bets are off now, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is on the table again. We mentioned all plus 4s were used. They're all back in play. So, if you were tracking card history, forget about it. Green 9 switch for Peter. He is up to 10, Zay to 4, and the scoreboard has been flipping back and forth. It's just a matter of who's going to finish it, and Zay looks to finish it, and he's gonna put him in check again. It's a double reverse. Peter, I would say a good chance he's got something to say. Zay looking for game 7. Peter looking to stave off Zay once again as he sits at check. Peter's got to run. Yep, he does. Into blue. He's going to draw on the reverse, banking on the fact Zay's last card isn't blue or a reverse or even a wild at this point. Like I said, all bets are off, and Zay's going to draw. Like I said, all bets are off. All cards back in play. And Zay at dose, as you see there. Peter at 9. And we are at 18 minutes in. And Peter switches to green. Jose with the Uno call. Green 5, check. That's huge. Now Peter's really got to think about what he does here, because it's risky to make a switch. And Peter's going to skip 2. Is this game in game 7? He looks at the table. He's going to draw. So Peter trying to inch closer. He's holding on for dear life here in game 6. He's going to continue to run. Ditto's the 2. Zay with no answer for the green. Peter down to 5. Down to 4 with the 6. Zay still no answer. Looking for trace is Peter Onjack. Looking to, in what has been a remarkable game, and he plays it down to 3. On the 3, it is 4-3. Zay trying to find a way out of this roll for Peter, but he's still got it. Can he continue on the green? And he does. 1 up this time. He's down to dose. Could this be an all-green finish? But no, Zay is going to disrupt that with a yellow, but is this going to lock up Peter here? He's got a +4! Yellow, it's over! It is over! Peter Onjack in 6!
What a game.
What a game. Peter, there are so many things about that game we can talk about, but just like, what are your thoughts on getting that win, first of all, before we go into the specifics of game 6 there? Just thoughts on that win, getting yourself out of trouble.
My heart is racing after that series of just, okay, so he got down to Uno after I got the green. I got that green regular wild. He got down to Uno with that green 5, and then I was just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing that I just did not want him to change the number and get something going. And he didn't have any greens, he didn't have any numbers to answer back with. Oh, that's such a relief, especially because I had 3 or 4 +4s over the entirety of that game. That would have been a very tough loss. And I had the game won if I had used a power play.
Yeah, we were hearing those comments from the fans there. We were thinking about that for sure.
His defensive power play really blew that game open.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a big relief to win that series, that's for sure.
I bet. Yeah, I bet. I don't doubt that at all. Wow. That is remarkable. I'm just gonna...
That's Uno right there.
Yeah, that really is Uno. I mean, just, like, what was going through your mind there during that +4 back and forth? That is just... That was something insane to watch. I mean, like, you had that +4. He iced you out. I'm like, yeah, that's textbook right there, you know?
Yeah.
And then you had that response like, nope, sorry, I got another one. I really thought you had that.
Yeah,
and, that's where you would have used the power play. But then
I would have done anyways.
Yeah.
But...
Then he had the +4. That was what really surprised me. That
right.
That was remarkable.
I got him way back there with the KT Classic. Like,
oh yeah, that KT Classic as well.
There was so much. You can't even cover it all.
Wow.
Thank you for streaming. Thank you for, it was supposed to be yesterday. I rescheduled, but I'm glad it worked out.
You're good, man. You're good. Of course. We got the job done. That's the important part. Let's get yeah, so 20 minutes on that game 6, and I'm just gonna get this to Zay as I see Sanford typing as well. Make sure to add Zay. Yeah, at that time log. All right. Just asking Zay what's thoughts on the series overall. Well, my personal opinion, he fought really hard. Shouldn't hang your head too low after this one. I'm gonna just while we type that, Caesar, as well as your final thoughts on this series. Let me know in the pod. I'm just gonna get this updated. And now, when we had this bracket put together, we and Peter, I got to loop you in here because we got a matchup here that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. We knew when we as a commission built this bracket, it was going to be interesting. We have the battle of the two kings of March. Peter, thoughts on facing Big Boss next round?
Oh, that's going to be a tough match.
Oh, you know it is.
We'll see what happens. I just got to keep my momentum rolling because this is the first time in, 2 tournaments, and a lot longer before that. You have to go back to Super League last year to where I was actually winning games on a good click. So maybe that's all I need. I don't know. It's gonna be a few days before that next game happens. So
yeah, it's gonna be a bit. Yeah, we got games through next Tuesday, so it'll at the very least.
That fire under me.
Yeah, I gotta keep that fire. Keep it sharp for sure. But yeah, that is our first. This is our first full day of action. We've already got we actually got 2 confirmed matchups in what we're calling Timber 32 this round. I don't have anything to say. What a series! Yeah, Caesar, I can't blame you, man. I really can't. I'm just getting our stuff fixed up here as we wrap the day in Jungle July, our first full game day. We had a non-stream kickoff last night between ALP and Bo, excuse me. My fault. I'm updating graphics and talking at the same time. It's pretty cool. Like I know what whoever's pinging me is making hilarious fun of me right now. Excuse my idiocy. Yeah, it's great when you're solo and you can't lean on someone's comments while you're updating the graphics you're putting on the screen. It's pretty cool. Yeah. There we go. Oh, all right. All right, Zay, didn't get the ammo I needed, but I did my best to make the difference. Series was a roller coaster for me, going from being confident to having little hope to thinking I was about to pull off a miracle. Yeah, 3-1 for sure. Game 6 was extremely intense, but in the end, Peter was able to pull away with the win. I wish him the best of luck for the rest of this tournament. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Absolute classic series. Game 6 was just a classic in itself. But Peter gets it done 4-2, and we are going to bring you first to the bracket as it is going to be the Big Boss and the Gangsta in the Timber 32. The 2 Kings of March face off. 2023's March winner, Peter. 2024's March winner, KT. 2 versus 10. That will be a second round matchup, Timber 32 in TOUCAN region. Should be exciting. And then you look at the bottom half, like we said, we're going to talk about tomorrow's schedule just moments. But we're going to talk about today's results as well, because we had a few games go on while we were intently watching this one. You have Sanford and Aiden, 6 versus 11 in this region at 4 tomorrow. That will lead our stream triple header, which, again, we'll talk about moments. And then to wrap our stream triple header will be Caesar and Brando at 8, 3 versus 14. So we now go to today's action, and we look at, of course, we started the day, Carson 4-1 over Logan, Ghost 4-1 over Payne in Machete and Fur region, respectively. And then the TOUCAN region kickoff game was a Brock winner over Dark 4-1. We had a 30-minute game in that series that will be on the database board. Chomik sweeps Fitzy. Fitzy's power play to no avail for him, as he will go to 0-3. Pretty remarkable stuff to see there. And Peter there, you see, he's got his second win of the season, gets himself out of relegation land, and he is moving on to face the boss next round. We now look to tomorrow, another sold out day. Today sold out, tomorrow sold out, and Friday is sold out. So strap in. We are only a third of the way there on the sold out adventure for the next 3 days. We start at 1 once again on the non-stream with Cap and Alan. Alan looking to try and save himself as well from relegation talk. Says despite his situation, he is 2-8 in games, 0-2, looking to try and get that first win, save himself here as well. And then, as I mentioned, when we were looking at the bracket, Sanford and Aiden at 4 in this Toucan region, Cap and Allen in the Fur region, Machete region at 6 with Kev and Ellison. Believe that is going to be G-Man show. And then JT and Monaco at 8 Eastern in the Swamp, and sandwiched between them in the Swamp at 7 non-streamed, Abion and Leah 4 vs 13, Turner and Monaco 2-15, and of course Kev and Ellison 8 vs 9 in Jetty. So with that is going to do it for us, for Caesar and everyone who joined us in VC, as well as on live on YouTube, and for our spectacular players, Peter Onjack and Zay. Peter getting the win, saving himself from potential relegation with win number 2. He moves on to face the boss. But for now, we will see you tomorrow for another packed day. So keep those seatbelts on as we continue this journey through the jungle with all of you in the Sprout 64. For all of us at MRE Uno, I am not sure. We will see you again tomorrow. 1 o'clock non-stream, 4 o'clock on the stream with Sanford and Naden. We will see you then.